Hello there, I am StarFalco64, and this is a video that is going to be a comprehensive live speedrun tutorial of Star Fox Adventures Glitchless. We will be going through the game step by step, showing the ideal strats for each individual moment of the run. This is likely going to be a very long video, so I hope you've got your popcorn and a notepad ready. This video will likely have to be split into two parts, as doing this all in one sitting would be, for me, is going to be pretty tough. A good speedrun of this category sits right around 5 hours. Under 5 hours is extremely difficult, and anything under a 5:10 is considered pretty good. The strats that I talk about in this guide are going to be everything that I can think of that you need to know to get a sub 505 in Glitchless, which is a very good time for this category. Before we get started, there are some things that I want to note. First, as I play through the game, I will likely stop and redo sections over and over to showcase ideal strats as precisely as I can. This may involve some retrying on my part if things don't go the correct way, or even just showing something twice for the sake of being thorough. This is not a commentated speedrun, it is a live tutorial. So, I will not be going full speedrun pace the whole time. In fact, I'll be going significantly slower than that because I'm going to be demonstrating everything. I also want to note that this introduction that I'm currently saying right now is the only part of this tutorial that I have fully scripted. The rest will be explanations as things occur. Second, I am going to be operating under the assumption that you know the general structure of this game. We will go over specific things such as routing, etc. However, the where to go and what to do next will be taken as an assumed fact that you know this already, the general structure of the game itself. Also, I want to note that when it comes to some of the major tricks of this game that have already had tutorials made for them, I will demonstrate the trick and explain along the way. However, we may not dive heavily into detail. If that is the case, it is because tutorials already exist for these tricks, and I will link videos to those tutorials in the description of this video. This tutorial, by and large, is more about the many in-between parts and the small moments in a glitchless run, because that is really what makes this a tough category. Finally, I want to point out that this guide will be most useful to you if you have already taken the time to watch the Star Fox Adventures tutorial for Movement and Knowledge by Celestial Derp on YouTube. If you have not already seen it, I suggest you pause this guide right here, watch that video, which you can find linked in the description of this video, and then come back to continue this guide. Alright, and without further ado, I think we can get started. To keep the pace of this tutorial going, I'm going to try to do as much explaining as I can during cutscenes, but we will almost certainly have to stop and pause at many moments. Now, first off, I'll go ahead and say, like every other long category of Star Fox Adventures, the version and whatnot that you want to be running this game on is version 1.1. There are many guides talking about how about version differences and how you can tell. I will probably link some of those in this description as well. And you want to be playing on a Japanese set console, so that's so that the text is Japanese. Okay, so I guess that's all of my introduction, and we can get started on the actual run itself. Let's go. Now, as you know, game opens up with Crystal. The first minigame, the first thing you do in this game, the first minigame, is fighting the General Scales' Galleon, which involves destroying two cannons, the rotor underneath, the two cannons again, and then the head. There's specific movements that you want to try for here that make it easier to shoot it. One thing to note about it is that the hitboxes on the cannons are exceptionally large, actually. You don't have to be that accurate, which is really helpful, and a lot of times you're going to want to take that into account. I'm going to try to do pretty good here, but generally I'll probably just show the, like, movement of it. You want to be holding a very slight down left angle, like not a full, don't go full down on your control stick, just sort of like a very light off-center down left as the game loads in, because you're going to be aiming at the left cannon first. There's sort of a rhythm to the firing. You'll just have to practice that. You see those hitboxes are pretty big there. Then go to the right, destroy that, then you go down. You want to hit the rotor as many times as you can. I'm missing a good few shots there, but that's okay. You're going to have to space it a bit. Now see, that was pretty bad because I ended up getting hit by the rotor. That was very slow. You can do that in one go if you miss less shots. When you come back up, aim at the right cannon. Try not to get hit. And then as the ship goes away after you've destroyed the left cannon, hold that down left again and aim at the top of the head to destroy it from very far away. And that is the galleon fight. Now, something, you'll have plenty of time, attempts to practice galleon, so that's part of the reason I wanted to just kind of explain that and move through it. It just takes practice. It's a little wonky, but you get the hang of it. So, one thing for sure with this game is mashing. You need to think of a method that works for you to mash the A button as fast as you can. Everyone kind of has a different one, but that Japanese text that you just saw there, if you can mash the A button very fast, you will be able to skip through the text ludicrously quickly. You'd be very surprised. Actually, in particular, it helps a lot during the crystal segment, because there's a lot of text during the crystal segment, because everything is being introduced to you. So, game starts, you mash through that text, you're going to hold forward after that, after skipping those text boxes to go down here. Keep tight angles as often as you can. You gotta go around that lantern or you'll bonk, kind of like that. Go up to the Cloud Runner, and then he'll automatically talk to you like this. Then mash A. He'll keep mashing A because there's no downside to it. Crystal can't do anything with A except action icons. And so when he tells you how to use the action icons, just keep mashing A this entire time, like through all of these text boxes, and you'll get through it very quickly. He opens the door behind you. Out of that cutscene, hold down so that Crystal immediately runs down. Off the ramp. Grab the key. Mash through the text. Hold down out of that, and then run back up to the cutscene. The route that I just took through Galleon there is the preferred route, because if you do it all as fast as you can, the boxes that move and slide around the Galleon are in more ideal locations for you to get through. So you, assuming that you're facing the front of the ship, the direction we're facing right now in this pause screen, so after you talk to the Cloud Runner, assuming you're facing this direction, you want to go through the door that is to Crystal's right, so you'll turn around and go left, actually, like, you know what I mean. And then you want to leave through the other door. The boxes are just in a good location for that. But yeah, that's pretty much the first 3 minutes of the run right there. And, oh, another quick note, this is something, like I said, if it's a good idea for you to have already seen Celestial's movement and knowledge tutorial, because something he mentions in that is that a good time to roll is into cutscene planes. So there are those invisible planes, those triggers, right, that you walk into sometimes, and it triggers a cutscene. Anytime that you walk crystal or fox into a cutscene trigger, it's better to roll into it. And the reason for that is with rolling, you get a slight speed boost at the beginning of the roll, but you get a slight slowdown at the end of the roll. So what this equates to, if you're just like rolling repeatedly, is it's basically not even faster than just walking is. But if you roll into a cutscene trigger, you get that speed boost at the front of the roll, and you don't get the slowdown at the end of the roll. So this is a very, very minor thing, but it's a slight optimization thing, and there are a lot of those in this run. That's a lot of what we're going to be talking about, for sure. So roll into that, and you don't get the slowdown from the roll. Now, the beginning of the game has a lot of long cutscenes, so we'll just have to get through those.
General Scales, Hiku, Kohud, or Taskuki, Eve Dinosaur Planet. Ud Neokraju, Ui Kimo Nekt.
Am Dek Kutsuho Kavorik Oi. Am Edko Kutsuho Rosvejo Evu Tashkov Zuk.
Utashkov Zuk? Kiash Niko Kuduk, Ash Atashkov.
Keo Cloud on a Kekt Moyorik Oi. Keo Ola General.
Moak. Aumdekulak. Ahiko Ilokio, Mudu Tadijwi Kiao. Kiok. Ashnio Amit Hiko Kutsash Kudok Nakivu. Ikianajo. Kio Vik Oknush Kokeva Wika Walk Mo. Uetu Oki Sekodwo Mo. Kia Judge Dekelu. Idu Su Tavuk. General Scales.
Rotzes General. Moro Dob Kemo.
Kia Judge Dekelu.
Poshvat Keo Yezo Eve Keo Tashkov Shaduk. Anito Avkiash Ashneo Keo Tashkuf Shaduk Ash Sematvem.
Alright, so there's going to be some text at the end of the cutscene, so get ready to spam A and also be holding forward so that you run into the barrel as this ends. And you're going to keep mashing A, really, because the barrel will also give you text. So mash and hold forward, mash. Now here, select your key to Y, run up to this, mash A, and then when it stops, press the Y button to quickly use the key without accessing the menu. Grab the barrel, and you're going to run along this wall. I should note, actually, during this part, the routing is a little bit different, actually, if you're on Japanese or American, because it's actually the only time where the English and Japanese text makes such a difference that, like, it actually matters, because there's a lot of text in this particular room. And the real thing that changes is the positions of the jellyfish enemies. So here, with the Japanese text, it's faster. The Japanese is still faster. So you get through the text faster, and you want to walk along this wall to avoid the jellyfish. We're going to turn the corner after the last column and throw our barrel, and we actually want the jellyfish to at least be alerted to us, but it doesn't really matter if he hits you or not, but you want him to be alerted to you and start spinning towards you. That resets his position and sets you up better for the next barrel that you have to grab. So that's what you want to be careful for here. So we're going to keep running, turn this corner, throw our barrel. He was alerted, so we're good. Now you go and pick up the puck egg and spam through the text. Go and grab the next barrel, and then go down the ramp. Now here, there's a little thing that if you've seen speedruns of this game before, or are even like a light new beginner runner, you've probably seen this. There's a little part of the ledge here on the left side of this ramp that Crystal can sort of fall off of without dropping the barrel. It's takes a little practice to get the window on this one, but yeah. So if you watch a video, you can see it here. Didn't really do it. That's okay. Go through those columns and throw the barrel at the wall. Now here, we do this puzzle a little differently than the intended way because it's slightly faster to do so. Skip this first area, continue forward. Crystal is the same in pretty much every category. Grab this basket, then carry the basket over to the boxes and use the basket to destroy them. Grab the Dumble Dang pod, right? I think that's what it's called. Grab the barrel. This section is pure RNG. The flame jets are on a random cycle, so whether or not you can get through without stopping is entirely RNG dependent, unfortunately. I think I'm gonna wait here just for safety, but it is absolutely possible to get through without stopping, but you're just gonna have to measure it, and you're still in the first 10 minutes of the run, so it's kind of hard to not risk it. You know, it's pretty early. You could reset now if you had to. So, oh yeah, we wouldn't have made that. So you want to stand near the opening of the flame jets, actually, though, as you see I am, because that is where the flame will stop coming out of first, and the far end of the flame jets, like you see with the other one, will be the last flame to disappear. So you get through faster if you go through near the opening, like that. Throw the barrel there to avoid having to worry about the third flame jet, and you can just run through that one. It's only the first two that even matter. This part is a weird little technique thing. I'm gonna try my best to explain it, but it's actually like something that like you just kind of get the feel of, and you'll probably just have to practice it a bit. But what we're gonna do is we're going to grab the barrel, run right towards the touchpad. As soon as we're in a proper spot to drop the barrel on the touchpad, we will press A. After pressing A, you will let go of forward, because you would have been running towards the touchpad. You will let go of forward and hold a very slight down, and quickly press X to roll, and then let go of the stick completely. And you'll roll towards the door as it's opening. My problem with this particular technique is usually when I think about it too hard, I don't get it. I normally get it better if I just like go with the flow. So, but those are the inputs. You know, you run towards it, you press A to drop it, slight down just to like ESS turn Crystal, and then press X to roll and let go of the stick to roll forward towards the door as it's opening during the little cutscene. See if we... Got it. Yeah, just like that. Don't think too hard. Spam A as you approach the Earthwalker here, because there's no downside. And you can press A as soon as you're able to then.
Kill King Earthwalker, shot its game. Helkas Kiaj shot Fusuzo. Kutsimo Eve Keo Krizoa. Keo Krizoa, Oho Fuso Fahax. Fenovic Roadru, Keo Grado Kevoke, Okudak. Naki Keo Fahax, a Kudak Ash 2.
At Kutso Demokat Atsute.
Moak, et Kokio Fiho Eve Kutsuk. Sud Kubo Keo Kashk. Utko Keo Krisoa Shrine. Etsu Achatu. Semf Kuko Keep Pahak Coach. Ut Unuak Ue
Okay. Out of this cutscene, you're going to hold like a slightly right of up angle on your control stick. It's just weird. The angle it puts you at is a little odd. If you run straight forward, you won't hit it. Spam A coming up onto the warp to get through the text, and keep spamming it to use the warp as soon as you can. Out of the warp, you're going to hold another sort of slightly right of up angle to get a better angle towards the ladder that we're going to climb here. And you're also going to roll. You want to roll off of warp pads. This text is a little longer, so be prepared to mash A there, and then hit the ladder to go up it. Climbing up ladders is very slow, as you can see, but it is what it is. So, up ahead, however, there's something very important to talk about, because it's our first ladder skip of the run, and there are like 100 of these. So certain ladders or rock walls, normally the game would want you to run towards them and then climb down them, but you don't have to in certain cases. Sometimes you do. Sometimes there's an invisible wall that prevents you from doing the ladder skip, but sometimes there's not, and you can skip having to climb down the ladder by falling down it. And I don't mean grabbing on and sliding down by pressing the A button. I mean you can skip getting on the ladder entirely. But it's a little complicated. It's not complicated, but it takes a little getting used to. So you're going to want to run towards the ladder. We're going to be holding forward and run towards the ladder that's directly in front of us right there. You can see it. And when we're right in front of the ladder, you're going to roll, and you're going to let go of the control stick. That is the most important part. Even if you roll and you're still holding forward, you'll get on the ladder. For some reason, it's the forward control stick movement that triggers it. So by rolling, you maintain your speed and momentum, and you go through past the ladder, basically, instead of grabbing onto it. And you need to let go of the stick to do it. That's the important part. So like it's basically like running forward, X, and then like let go of the stick immediately after. And you'll roll forward and fall right off the ladder. Then we're going to keep forward to get up onto the next ladder. Just like that. That was a little crappy because you're supposed to roll out of that, but actually it doesn't affect anything. Just if you roll there, then Crystal won't do that little stop. So get up onto this ladder. This next part's a little tricky, but the jellyfish's cycle here is actually really important. He'll be in the same spot every time, provided that you got off of the warp, mashed through the text, and got through the ladder skip easily. If all of that goes well, then he'll be in a perfect spot every time. He will alert to you, and he will hit you on this ladder like he just did to us. But that's good, because it's actually the direction he goes after hitting you that's beneficial. So he's going to move away from us and then kind of get back on his pattern of circling around. We're going to grab the barrel that is to our left up at the top of this ladder, turn around at sort of a down right angle, press analog L to turn our camera so that we can see the jellyfish, and then throw the barrel at it. And if you do this without getting next to the force field door, you'll be able to skip the force field door text throughout the entire game. Like, this is the only one that's relevant, really. So we're going to keep holding up, see how he moved, grab the barrel, and then right there I did a little thing. After you throw the barrel, hold down L, like just very slightly, to ESS turn Crystal, and you're going to do that same roll that you did, like when you placed the barrel on that touchpad. And what that does is it turns Crystal around, and then the roll pushes you forward through the cutscene of the life force door disappearing. You probably saw that we rolled during that cutscene. We're going to utilize that a lot, because during those little cutscenes like that, Fox's Fox will still roll if he's already started one. So you can gain a couple inches, basically, off of that. But it adds up. So, next, it depends on the angle you come out of your roll. Everyone kind of just ends up with a different one and works with it. So, for us right now, we were a little closer to the left side of the door, so we're going to be holding upright to continue. Stop on this touchpad for only a moment for it to go down all the way, and then keep going. You can run straight and directly towards the first Krazoa Spirit, and mash A to talk to him as soon as possible, and mash A to skip his text. The first test, the test of observation, is very easy. It's a pretty simple, like, street game, you know? Find the ball in the cup. Very straightforward. Really, you just don't look away. That's the only advice I could possibly give you for this. Just watch it, don't look away, and don't lose track of the Krazoa. The only other thing to say is that he does the same amount of turns each time. So you have to do it 3 times, and he does the same amount of rotations for each one. It is 4, 6, and 8. He does 4 rotations for the first round, 6 for the second round, and 8 for the third round. The direction that he will go, like the rotations that he makes, are completely random. However, they take the same amount of time no matter what he does. So yeah, you just have to count them and be at the barrel that he is in when the timer starts to not waste any time. Minimizing downtime is a huge percentage of this run. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. He's in this one. So you just want to reach it as it starts, you know, before he finishes his movement. He's getting back in the same one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I like to stand in the middle because none of the barrels will hit you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Got it. Alright, and that's the first Krazoa Spirit. It is not too bad. Just those little pieces of advice there to not... It's really more about not slowing it down than it is about speeding it up. Which is a good deal of this game. That happens. That's a... I guess that feels obvious with a speedrun, but I don't know, you know, sometimes not. So mash A here. You'll come out with this warp. Now, this one's a little weird. You want to hold kind of like an upright-ish angle, like a little right of up or upright, and roll off of the platform towards that corner of the cutscene trigger because it extends a little farther out in that direction, and it's just a small optimization. And with that, we're just about done with Crystal, so... Got some lengthy cutscenes coming up. Hold upright out of this cutscene, and then go around the Earthwalker onto this. I like to just straighten my angle out with the camera so that I'm in a good spot. Remember to keep tight turns and tight angles and whatnot, and then spam A to release the Krazoa Spirit, and you're good. Crystal's done. And the cool thing, too, is that Crystal is the same in every run, pretty much. So, you know, you don't really, everything I just talked about in this applies to pretty much every other Crystal segment in every other category. It's not, until, oh, I don't know, maybe about 25 to 30 minutes in that Glitchless starts, like, developing its own route, really. But that's because the beginning of the game is Crystal, and, then, like, the Fox intro is always the same, you know? There's some stuff you always have to do. You always have to get the staff, you always have to get the fire blaster, you know.
Affirmative. I'll get back to work.
I guess I didn't say this in the beginning, but I can now during this long cutscene. I didn't really think to, but I'm not going to go into, like, what is and is not considered a glitch beyond, like, just showing what we actually do in the run, you know? Like, I'm gonna try not to get into all of that, because, like, or like, I'm just gonna tell it, I mean, I'm gonna tell it to you straight. I'm gonna be like, this is not considered a glitch, and it is allowed in the category, you know? We're not gonna... Because some things people are like, there's debate about this with some of these tricks, and I'm not gonna go into like why with all of them, especially if it's a really long-winded story. But I will let you know if you're allowed to do it for sure.
The only lead we have is that you must locate the Queen of the Earthwalker dinosaur tribe. Maybe she can help you further.
I just mean I'm not going to give you the full list of banned techniques. We're just going to go through the run and talk about what we do in the run.
You heard the General. Let's do it.
Alright, so here, the planet select is going to be coming up. You're going to want to mash A here to select the Great Fox immediately to go to Dinosaur Planet. And then when General Pepper's talking, press A right after he says General to avoid lag. Sometimes if you push the A button too fast during that, it'll lag the game and lose time. Not a lot, like a second maybe. For all R-Wing segments, you need to collect the correct amount of gold rings, obviously, to progress to the area you're going to. And, but the only other thing to note is that you want to full boost at every opportunity. Whenever your boost comes back, do a full boost. And that's about it. No other movement in the R-Wing stage matters. Just boosting and getting the gold rings. That are required, obviously. Only one. Only one for Dinosaur Planet. If you mash A here when the scoreboard pops up, you have a chance of skipping the scoreboard entirely. I call that scoreboard skip. We didn't get it there because we still saw it. There's like a frame or two that you still see the scoreboard. But if you press A, like almost frame perfectly, you can, visually it won't appear at all and it'll just skip. It's literally saves like 1 to 2 frames or something. It's very small. But it's fun if you get it. Alright, another long cutscene here with General Pepper explaining the pause menu mostly.
Great flying, Fox! For a moment I thought you weren't gonna make it.
Very funny, sir.
I know. Now, on to business. By pressing the start button, you will open your communicator. Choose who you wish to speak to, and then press the A button to contact one of us. Each team member will give you different information. It's not being tested in action, so give it a try as soon as I've finished. And don't forget, you're looking for the Queen Earthwalker. Try talking to those Thorntail guys. Slippy is preparing a translator device, but until it's ready, he'll translate for you.
Okay, General. But what about a weapon? Why couldn't I bring my blaster?
Alright, about to gain control. You're going to want to hold direct forward out of this cutscene, and it'll put you where you want to go.
Not blowing it up. It requires a different tactic. Try using your head.
Most people also opt during right now to pull up the menu and turn the PDA off, because in most categories, well, in all categories, it really serves no purpose. and then run directly forward, and you'll run into Fox's staff, and you can just mash A to pick it up. I always liked that. You just hold forward out of the first cutscene, and you will run directly into the staff, which is what you have to do next. But yeah, most people elect to turn the PDA off, I think. The argument being that it's just a box in the screen that is not necessary, like technically limits your field of view a little bit for no reason, which is a good point. I turn it off. Out of this cutscene, hold sort of like an up and then shift towards up left to move towards the first Sharpclaw fight. I will say this is the only Sharpclaw fight in the game that is like difficult, because as if you've watched a speedrun, you're probably aware, the after we get the Fire Blaster, we will mostly be using that to kill Sharpclaw, which is very fast. It's the fastest way to kill Sharpclaw. You just get up on them, have your Fire Blaster equipped to Y, and press Y 4 times to fire 4 quick shots, and they'll die quite quickly. This group, however, is the only group of Sharpclaw that you are required to fight before you have Fire Blaster, making it pretty much the hardest one, because we don't fight them this way for the rest of the game. There's a couple different perspectives on what you want to be doing during this fight. However, I'm going to give you what I think is the most common perspective. Something that was mentioned in Celestial's Movement and Knowledge Guide is that different staff combos give you different chances of different drops. Like, if you hold forward and push the A button to attack, you'll do what we call the forward combo. And the forward combo has a higher drop rate chance of puck eggs, which is a full heart. And the other one that is most important is a neutral combo, pressing A to fight an enemy while not holding the stick, which gives you an increased chance of magic gem drops. Green magic gem drops, specifically. So 4 Sharpclaw are going to come out, and we're going to do a forward combo on the first one, which will be to our left. We're going to hold left out of that cutscene, target the leftmost Sharpclaw, and do a forward combo on him. The second Sharpclaw, we're going to kind of go in a circle around them, moving clockwise, if starting with the left one. The second Sharpclaw, we're going to do a neutral combo with, to try and get a magic drop out of it. The third one, we're also going to do a neutral combo. And then the fourth and final one, we'll do another forward combo. Now, the forward combo is faster than the neutral combo by a good bit. And the other thing I want to mention here is after you do the combo once, you're not going to do it again to kill the enemy. You're going to do a side roll and then an attack, which will do a half heart of damage to them, which will defeat them. So, if you watch what I do, you'll see what I mean. But yeah, that's what's happening here, and that's what we're going to do. The reason that we try for the magic drops with the second and third Sharpclaw are that there is a cutscene overlap, which is a technique that is allowed in Glitchless in most cases, where you can get the magic gem right as the cutscene that plays when you defeat these Sharpclaw starts, and it prevents the got item cutscene for the magic gems from ever playing. So it saves a couple seconds. It's actually a pretty big one for the early game. But it's very hard. You have to collect the magic gem on the same frame that the cutscene starts, which is hard to time, you know, and it depends on your position and where the Sharpclaw died. You can't really rely on it, but we do those combos to try for it. So we're gonna run into this cutscene, hold left. This is also kind of an RNG fight, because whether or not the Sharpclaw hit you or block your attacks is, like, a thing to consider. Then roll. That was a forward combo. Neutral combo. Roll, side roll, attack. Neutral combo. Side roll, attack. We didn't get any drops. Forward combo. Side roll, attack. We got the puck egg from him, but we didn't get any magic drops, unfortunately. What I like to do is if any of them drop a magic, I try to go for it because I find that it makes it a little bit smoother getting the magic gem that we are going to get in just a second. I just like it better. Even if you don't get the cutscene overlap. Hold up right out of this cutscene and go over the wall right here. Fall down and walk along the wall here. Then cut around. Remember to keep straight angles as much as you can, straight vectors. Pull your staff out. Press A to lift this rock, and then spam X to roll into the hole. Run forward. We're going to get this magic gem, which will give us the cutscene. Spam A. Now hold forward and left a little bit. Depending on the angle that you approach the gem at is the angle you need to jump at to get to the center platform. So I try to make it as straight as I can so that I can just hold forward out of the cutscene. Like, this was fine, we'll land. But yeah, that's what you want to do. And then right as you land, spam A to get the Fire Blaster. You'll have to spam A through the text here. And then we're going to use a method that we use frequently in Glitchless. Spam A to get through this text. And then as soon as you can, pause the game, save, and quit. You're going to want to practice saving and quitting quickly because it's menuing. Spam A, spam A. And assuming that you are using the first file, which you should be for a run, you can continue to spam A through this whole part and you'll just load the file. Hold left out of the fade-in here, because you're going to be going to this rock, okay? Get your, go around and lift up the rock, spam A to do so. Now, these are your first scarabs that you're going to pick up. You're going to want to pick up the one that goes to the left the most, because the next thing we're going to be doing is shooting the bomb spore plant to get bomb spores. So, if neither of them go to the left, if they both go right, you'll just have to work with it. But good RNG, basically, is if one goes to the left, and you'll want to go for the one that goes to the leftmost. These are gold scarabs. They give you 10 scarabs each, which we can only hold 10, so you only need one of them. Also equip the Fire Blaster. Should do that as you're approaching the rock. Spam A here to skip the scarab text and immediately open your Fire Blaster to aim and shoot at the bomb spore plant. Bomb spores are kind of a famous RNG disappointment because where they go and what they do is completely RNG dependent. Best case scenario, you want to be able to get all three every time. The first one is the most tricky, though, because the first one that you get will give you the got item text for the bomb spores. But it takes too much time, and the other two will disappear before you can get them. So if they don't come in together, kind of like this, you can only get one bomb spore here. And for the sake of this guide, I'm actually going to do that kind of on purpose. You want to go for the bomb spore that remains closest to the bomb spore plant spot, or the one that goes to the right. The bomb spores take longer to get down when they go left because the river goes down, which means that Fox goes down when you stand in the river, but if you stay up on this hill, you're higher up, and the bomb spore will reach you faster. None of them went to the right, though. So I'm just going to get whichever one I can. There we go. That one, spam A to do the text. Now roll back towards the bomb spore plant to get that text, and then continue forward to the Queen Earthwalker's home. Pull out your Fire Blaster here and just aim up to quickly hit the
Is anybody there?
Fire Blaster switch.
Okay?
Then enter this
My name is
cutscene.
Fox McCloud, and you must be the Queen Earthwalker.
No lurud no kadu ve uwe moje Prince Tricky Keog roots of Kehot Rokio Sharp Claws Ut Kubot Ki Ice Mountain.
Did you get that, Slippy?
You've got to go to the Ice Mountain and rescue her son.
Alright, so now we have one bomb spore.
Nice name.
Next thing we're
Okay,
going to be
I'll
doing
bring
out
some
of
back
this
to you. Can
cutscene
you give me some directions?
is getting more bomb spores. We're going to try to get all 3 this time because we'll be able to. We won't have the cutscene for the get item cutscene. We're also going to then be going to the shop for the first time.
That's all I need to know. I'll be back soon, Queen. Don't you worry. Haven't you finished that translator yet?
It's nearly ready, Fox. I just need a bit more time. Slip me out.
Hold sort of upright or right of up a little bit to get out of this. Aim towards the bomb spore plant while you're walking, and then press Y about right here and shoot to shoot the bomb spore plant from very far away. That gives them time to go ahead and start traveling. You want to get the furthest one first, actually, because it's the most likely to disappear first. So grab all 3 of the bomb spores if you're able to. If you're not able to get them all, if you miss one, what'll end up happening is you'll have to get an extra bomb spore farm at some point. So this is where the RNG could screw you over, basically. So now come down to the shop and go down the rock wall. Keep holding down when you get off. Press X to roll. I like to anyway, to change my angle so that I can climb up the ledge quickly. Follow along the right wall here, and then once you reach the torch and pass under this right torch, roll. Even though you're going into the wall, the cutscene trigger is a little bit before that, and you'll still hit the cutscene trigger. It's just a little more optimal.
Welcome to my store.
Now everyone's favorite character.
Feel free to look at the many wonderful items within these walls. I have food, special goods, and many maps. And if you like to play games, then enter the Scarab Room. Yes. Oh, and that's the exit.
Okay. Thanks.
Now, if you find something that you like, then choose that item, and
Alright.
we'll discuss a price. Is that clear?
Hold up left out of this cutscene
Now, hurry and choose something, or get out.
to get around him, and then shift to up and to go into this room. Stay to the left because we'll be buying the rock candy. Mash A.
You pay this much. Okay, I'll sell it to you.
Mash A. Pause and save and quit, because it is faster to save and quit out of the shop than it is to leave the shop, because it takes a second to get into. And the save and quit trigger is at the door outside. So mash A to get back into your file. And hold down left as the fade in here. Pull up your menu as quick as you can and equip Fire Blaster, because you're going to activate it right here at the edge of the river. Like if you watched that, that was me holding down left to start walking. Pull up your menu and equip Fire Blaster immediately, and then pull it out because you're going to shoot this bomb spore plant like as soon as you can. Try and get all 3 again. Shouldn't be a problem here. Yep. Now go this way. Roll through water. Roll through shallow water. If you're not swimming in it, but you're walking through shallow water, roll because it's faster. It slows Fox down a little bit to walk through shallow water. Go over here. Oop, no, don't do that. Go over here to this basket and swing at it with your staff to get those 10 scarabs there. Run over to this dirt spot and have your bomb spores highlighted in your menu. Skip through the text explaining how the planting spots work, and then pull up your menu again. The bomb spores will be the first thing highlighted if you already had it highlighted. Now just spam Y, and you'll blow up the bomb spore plant immediately. This is why it's really important to be strategic about what items you have equipped to the Y button and what items you access through the menu. You want to do the thing that you do second equipped to Y. because like if you have time to run towards something, then you have time to pull it up in the menu. If you don't have time and you want to do something immediately, then you want it equipped to Y. So if you want to do something immediately after a cutscene, for example, you want that item to be equipped to Y. That lets you do it. That way you can spam Y out of the cutscene, and you can do it instantly. However, if you've got the time, you want to, you can use the menu. You're going to grab this red gem, then pull up the rock candy. I like to equip it to Y, some people don't. And spam Y as you approach the Warpstone's pedestal to give him the rock candy. So yeah, that's also why you equipped the Fire Blaster earlier with when we were farming the bomb spores. You'll keep it equipped because you can also use it after you plant that one bomb spore.
What do you want?
Well, can you help us?
Help you? No.
But you're a Warpstone. You're supposed to help.
Right. Let's see if I can remember what I'm supposed to do. Okay. Now if you push left on the control stick, then I'll send you to one of those Warpstone thingies. We'll get back to that in a minute. And if you push forward on the control stick, then you can enter the maze. Now this one's a bit special. When you have collected a Krazoa spirit, then push right on the control stick. And I'll send you.
Alright, so out of the Warpstone's cutscene, you're going to be spamming the left input, which means you're going to be like pushing left on the control stick repeatedly to select Ice Mountain. And then spam A here to agree to warp. Out of this warp, hold forward, and then turn left to go into the cutscene. In the same time, you should have time, you can equip the Fire Blaster. You'll need the Fire Blaster equipped. I like to do it right there, and I find you have plenty of time to do it. Hold forward out of this cutscene, and then we're going to make a sharp left turn to get the timed barrel into this little alcove. Grab the barrel. Alright, now run this way. Throw the barrel about there or so. And then... Now, these are the first Sharp Claw we fight with the Fire Blaster, so we'll finally be able to do that technique. It's very simple. Pull out your staff with the A button. Then walk up close to the Sharp Claw. You kind of want the tip of your staff to be inside their model. And then press Y 4 times with the Fire Blaster equipped. And you will fire 4 shots quickly. And it'll kill them quickly. And you'll fight every Sharp Claw in the game like this, so you'll have plenty of time to practice it. Then turn around and start heading out before this cutscene triggers. Grab this red gem, it's very important. And then, about right here, no later than about right here that I'm aiming, like this line sort of where the rock is, pull out your Fire Blaster to shoot this switch. The reason is that it gives enough time for the door to open completely, and there's an invisible wall right there until the door is opened completely. So if you shoot it from farther away, you don't lose any time, whereas if you get close to it, you'll actually lose time by having to wait for the door to open completely before you've reached it.
Star Fox team.
By shooting it farther away, you give yourself time to reach it.
Hey, wait!
Now, okay, the bike race I'm not gonna, like, go crazy with, because, like, you probably know how to do it, generally. And, I'm just gonna show you, like, the path. So hold A coming out of the cutscene so you're boosting immediately. Now, you're gonna hit that guy in the butt every time. Go around these rocks, kind of through the middle, try not to bonk them. You go left here, and then the big part is you... I'm gonna save and try this again, because I messed up the bike race. We're gonna save and try the bike race one more time. That's gonna happen during this. A couple times, probably. Especially with the more major stuff. Certainly more major than the bike race, because I want to show the jump, at least. Okay. So you hop on the bike, hold A. That happened because I bonked that rock on accident. Hit him in the butt. Happens every time. Go this way, don't bonk the rock, go left. And then make a sharp right turn here, and you'll jump over, and you'll get way ahead of them. And then you can follow the tunnel. And basically just try not to bonk too much, because it slows you down, but it's a little tough. Go right at this fork. It's faster. This is a hard right here. Go right at this fork. Now here you're going to try to cut corners, so like go this way past those trees and then or through this corner. That's just a little bit faster. It's really the best way to ensure that you beat them if you are worried about that, but you should be pretty far ahead of them. Alright, and now an entire new facet of the speedrun starts because we get Tricky. Tricky is a very complicated little guy. He's very takes a lot of getting used to, and sometimes he simply misbehaves. So every time that I possibly can show you how to use Tricky as best as possible, I will do my best, but he's difficult. In a way, I find him to be one of the most interesting parts of this speedrun in general, because it's cool to do a speedrun where you have this sidekick character that you want to minimize the downtime and have him be as helpful as possible.
I don't think he'll be doing any bashing. He's been captured. That's why I've been sent to rescue you.
He's been captured?
That's right. It was your mother that sent me to find you.
Is she okay?
She'll be
Hold
just
up
fine.
out of this
We
cutscene,
need to get you home.
and then left a bit to follow this path. Now I'm going to show you the exact way you want to do this first part of the Tricky tutorial. This whole section of, well, really, I think this counts as Snowhorn Wastes now. Or the, like, Ice Mountain Snowhorn Wastes link map. This whole section I sort of consider the Tricky tutorial. And I'm going to show you how to do it as best I can. So hold up through here. When you reach here, Tricky is going to say, hey, look, it's grub tubs, and tell you what grub tubs are. So you're going to spam A through this text, and then you're going to run to the left side of that left grub tub, because that's the angle we're going to want to do it to be optimal. So spam through that, run through... Oh, well, okay. Since I saved and... that messed it up a little bit, and I can't fix that. Since I saved and quit, the mushrooms are awake. However, normally they would be asleep, and it would be a lot easier. So you grab the first mushroom anyway, grab the second mushroom, and then pull up your inventory immediately, and go to the mushrooms and feed them to Tricky.
Look at this.
Then find here. Use the find command and stand about here with the stay highlighted. Once he's done, hit stay and start running towards this switch. Run through here. Let go of this. Do that again. You want to let go of the stick as you approach the rock wall to do a ladder skip, basically. But don't roll, so just let go of the stick and you'll fall off. You can roll afterwards to roll into a jump, and then climb up this rock wall. Have the find command equipped here. Grab that mushroom, skip this text, and spam Y so that Tricky digs through that quickly. Then while you're crawling through here, equip your fire blaster. Grab that mushroom, skip these sharp claw, these 2 sharp claw here. They don't count for this next part, but the next 3 do. Stay left on this wall and go to this sharp claw, kill him with the fire blaster, kill this sharp claw with the fire blaster, and then grab these 3 mushrooms. That'll bring you up to a total of 5. Then run to the last sharp claw. You'll probably have to block an attack from him. He almost always does that. And then shoot him as many times as you can, but you actually can't have enough magic right now to fully kill him, so you'll have to do a combo on him. I recommend the forward combo so that he has a higher chance of giving you health, and it's also faster than the neutral combo. He did give us health, so grab that health.
Are you crazy? Just leave the sharp claws to me.
Okay, I'm sorry. Hey, Fox, if ever you need me to come back, you just use my heal
After this
command.
cutscene, pull up your menu immediately
Okay?
and feed Tricky. The mushrooms will already be highlighted. Now hold down and open your menu and go to the find command to get Tricky digging this alpine up. Stand right about here. This is like sort of between the alpine route and Tricky. When he finishes digging it, you can just press A here, and you'll be a little, like, obviously a couple pixels ahead of of where you would be if you were standing behind it. You can just spam A when he's done. Tricky will move out of the way. Press A. Now, keep your find command equipped here, and find that one spot. Grab that mushroom. Do the same thing here. You want to be on the forward side of the route. Press A when Tricky's done and run towards Magic 1.
Fine.
Use find, and then collect these mushrooms. And then if you get back to the spot before Tricky has finished digging it, then you're good. Then get the first magic upgrade. Spam A to skip the text. Hold down right out of this to leave. And then up left here to start going towards the Snowhorn and equip the Alpine roots. That's very important because then you can spam Y as you approach him. It allows you to spam the Alpine route.
I tell you what, young'un, I'll help you out.
But you have 2 of them as well, and you have to feed him twice. So it also allows you to spam Y out of this cutscene to feed him immediately again. So
Collecting scarabs, you'll be able to buy many useful items.
spam A here to skip that, and then Y when that is done to feed him. Hold forward out of this cutscene, and then kind of turn left as you get close to it, like that. Spam A. Now with the block, you're going to grab it with the A button and hold left, because you're going to push it, pull it to the left for 6 steps. That lines it up perfectly with where you're going to take it. After 6 steps to the left, you can just hold forward. So A, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then forward. While you climb up this, equip your scarabs to Y. Now run down here and get run into this cutscene, which is very short. Just press A to skip it. Here you can jump off of this ledge, but you want to jump off at the exact angle that I show you. the angle of the slope, that is. Like, do you see these sharp... I'm gonna zoom to see. You see these sharp lines that the slope is actually made of? Like, it's actually made of several straight lines and angles. It is this one that allows you to jump off of it. This one that I'm standing in front of now. So as you're coming down here, you'll be like, from up here, you can jump off at that angle. And if you jump off sooner than that, you'll ledge grab, which is slow. So jump off, roll out of your jump to make sure that you don't stop and take damage, and then pull out your staff because you're going to break that basket directly in front of us. Grab these 10 scarabs from that, then lift up this rock and grab these 10 scarabs. Both of them are 5, so you need both of them. You want to have 30 scarabs right now, and 6 bomb spores and 3 grub tubs. Approach the bribe claw and you can spam Y to pay him immediately. You'll have 5 scarabs left over. Get on his left side like this. It's the side of him that opens first, so you can get through it quicker. Just walk over that log and then go this way. Now, this is a tricky part. These grub tubs you can get in one staff swing if you're careful. That's called a double, like getting 2 grub tubs in one swing. I probably won't get it, but I'll try to do the angle that you approach them at. If you try it out a couple of times, like look at the way people do it and try it out, you should get it eventually. So it's kind of like straight and then right. No, I didn't get it. But either way, collect both of those grub tubs and then get into the water. You don't have to change the water current in this room the first time. You only have to do it every other time after this one that you come through here. So you can just follow the current this first time. It's very important that you have full health, by the way, so for a death warp that we're going to be planning coming up soon now. So, if you don't have full health here, this crate has a full heart in it. Grab this crate if you don't have full health. Come up here and open the gate. And then, because this is a cutscene trigger, you can roll into it.
That's my mom!
You can't ladder skip on this ladder. You will have to get on the ladder and then slide down it. Run along the wall here, because you're going to the shop to pick up the lantern. That is what we're doing now. Now, right here, you want to be careful. Be careful to not get hit by the sharp claw. And also be careful to not get too close to that rocket pad to our right, as we don't want that text to appear yet. But you also want to approach the door of the shop from sort of a wide angle, because we want to make sure that we pass the save and quit trigger that is next to the door. And if you approach too close to the wall, you could actually miss it if it happens. So approach at kind of a wide angle and then go into the door, sort of like that. Make sure you go through the trigger. Hold down, roll, up, ledge. Go into the shop, and we're going to be collecting the 30 scarabs that are under the shop. So go down to his basement and through the invisible wall here. Open the rock and get all 3 of these gold scarabs for 30. That gives us 35. Leave out the left. And then follow this path that I'm taking now. Stay right here, and if you press A, pass that corner tight to the right, and press A, you can hit the lantern.
Okay, I'll sell it to you.
Buy the lantern for 20 scarabs, you'll have 15 left over. Mash A, and save and quit out of the shop. Now this time, during the fade-in, you're going to hold down right. To start moving towards Queen Earthwalker's house. Enter the river and exit it right about where I did there. And then go and talk to the Queen Earthwalker. You have to do this to regain Tricky. Tricky leaves you briefly, technically, like he counts as not with you when you enter Thorntail Hollow here, because he goes to check on his mom. And you have to go and talk to him to get him back.
The Queen needs my help. Fox out. Is there anything we can do for her?
So glitch categories often still have to do this cutscene because you need Tricky back. Alright, so here we're going to be starting the Thorntail Well, which is a really complicated segment. Hold sort of up and then go left out of here. You're going to go over the wall here, grab this yellow gem to fill your magic, and equip the Find command. Use the Find command to get into the well. Then come right about here, past this corner, because there's a loading trigger that we pass if we go through this that prevents a lag spike from happening upon entering the well. You may remember that the game often freezes when you enter the well. Well, briefly, like not freezes, but just for like a second or two. And if you go past this corner that I just passed right here, you pass the loading trigger and it starts loading early and that doesn't happen. Let's see. No freeze.
Okay, Tricky. You stay here.
Alright, so the well is complicated, but I'm going to do my best here.
And you will be by
Hold
staying
left
there.
out of this cutscene to ledge grab on the side, and then down to drop down. You want to do that, you want to drop here, because if you take the ladder down, you'll pass a save and quit trigger, which we do not want. We are going to be doing a death warp at the end of the well to get out of it, because we go really far into the ground, and the only other way would be to climb out, which would take forever. So you can save and quit as well, but the death warp is about 10 seconds faster than a save and quit. So we're going to be planning our health very accordingly. Entering the well with full health, there's a very good formula for lowering your health in here. The first part of it is dropping here, which will cause Fox to hit the ground very hard, but only consume about a half a heart. Or yeah, a half a heart. And dropping here also prevents you from hitting the save and quit trigger in the well. This makes the last save and quit trigger that we passed the one by the shop. So when we die in the well, instead of being warped to the beginning of the well, we'll be warped to the shop. That's what the drop here is. It's really important. So hit the ground here, equip your Fire Blaster, and then run towards the rocket boost here. You plant the bomb spore, have the bomb spores highlighted as you approach it, and then spam Y and aim down for to use the Fire Blaster quickly. You can roll into the magic cave, and then forward to go and get the rocket boost. Now, this time is the first time that we actually leave the magic cave with the water in it on our own accord, like the normal way. So spam A here, and then after this, hold down right, and then sort of shift to right in the air to jump over the water without having to like stop and turn your camera. And if you don't do it right, you'll land in the water and have to climb out, so it's a little bit slower. As you're exiting this magic cave, equip the rocket booster. Now run forward. Take damage from this mushroom. Skip the rocket boost text there, and then press Y immediately, and you can rocket boost up quickly. Now equip Fire Blaster and highlight your bomb spores. I skipped that mushroom damage just because I find it a little more convenient. So right now we've taken a half a heart from the fall, a quarter heart from the first bomb spore that we exploded, and then another quarter heart from that red mushroom. So here we're going to take another quarter heart of damage by using this bomb spore and blowing it up by standing right next to it. So have your bomb spores highlighted when you approach this spot. Then Y for Fire Blaster. You'll take damage there. Spam X out of this, and then aim right as you fall. Don't press the stick before you are in the air. Like, you want to, like, press X with the neutral stick to go off the ledge, and then after you're off the ledge, hold right to have Fox drop to the right. Do a roll cancel, which if you just saw, I like landed on the ground very quickly by using my shield. You what you want to do there is you want to press X and then R shortly before you hit the ground, and it'll like treat it like you rolled and then canceled your roll right as you hit the ground, and it allows you to turn and move very quickly when falling from a larger distance. So after you do the roll cancel, hold down and then press A to grab the block and keep holding down, and you'll start pulling it in the right direction. Just like that. Now just keep going down until the gate opens. You can let it go here. Roll to the right, and oops, that was an accident. Equip your your rocket booster. Break this box. Use the rocket booster. And these are the first fuel cells that we get in the Glitchless run, because for some reason, if you wait until this point in the game to get your first fuel cells, the get item text and cutscene for the fuel cells never appears. So we skip that cutscene by waiting to get fuel cells until now. And so we get both of these. These are our first two. Jump off and go this way. Equip Fire Blaster, highlight Bomb Spores, and get ready to talk to this guy. You can't talk to him until the red X over his A disappears, which will disappear when he's fully stood up.
Ah, a lantern to light your way. Good. Yes, very good. Good, good, excellent.
Now here, hold forward a bit and pull your menu up at the same time to quickly pull up the Bomb Spores. Then press A to use the Bomb Spore. Then run around the Bomb Spore to right about here. Pull out the Fire Blaster. Aim hard down, sort of like this, and shoot to fall through. And you'll fall at this angle. You can roll at the end of your fall. But it causes the white grub tub here to jump to the right, which is more optimal. So that's why we run around the Bomb Spore to that part. It's like it changes the angle that we fall to the ground at. Then grab this white grub tub. Run over here to the first dark room, and right along this right wall, the Bomb Spore plant will be. It's right there. Again, Y to quickly blow it up. Grab this white mushroom in here. Try this room. That room's a little tough because of the there's these little, you can't even see them, little like spikes in the area. They're like vines, you know, and you gotta walk around them. But you also don't want to actually use the lantern at any point, because so we need the lantern to move that thorntail a minute ago, but we don't need the lantern actually ever, because the dark rooms aren't actually that bad. So by not using the lantern, we skip ever getting fireflies. That's like the big thing. So here, you want to try and get by these bats without taking damage and go down this way. Plant this Bomb Spore. I prefer to turn and grab this white mushroom and then shoot this Bomb Spore, because I'm normally a little low on health here, and I think it paces my health a little bit better. I typically take damage from that bat. They're on a weird cycle because of where I was. You can use this rocket booster here. Now that bat is a very interesting story. He's completely like RNG dependent on whether or not he comes down and attacks you. He exists out of bounds, I'm pretty sure, and he just like comes in bounds to attack you sometimes. That was actually fairly beneficial for us because now we have a half heart. You want a half heart right here. Like, however you pace your health during the well, you want a half heart entering the final area. Grab that white mushroom like I did. And then here, there's a little jump you can do that will save you a couple seconds. I'll probably try it a couple times. But if you approach at the farthest point of this angle that I'm kind of looking at right now, the furthest angle out there, if you roll into that and then also hit that ledge at its furthest angle, you can get through this without ledge grabbing. Like normally Fox ledge grabs here like that, and you have to pull up, which is a couple seconds. But if you're careful and like roll like that, yeah, perfect, I got it. You can avoid the ledge grab. That takes a little practice, and the angles are actually pretty precise. So yeah, here we have a half heart. Pull your staff out as you approach this, and let the bats hit you once while getting both of the final mushrooms. And then once you no longer are damaged, shoot the bomb spore plant to kill yourself. Remember to save, and then spam A because it'll be the first option. And you will be back at the shop with 6 white grub tubs. Turn around, equip your fire blaster, and you're going to want to shoot this bomb spore plant to get as many bomb spores here as you can. 1, 2, 3, that's good for us. Now moving on, and now we go and feed the queen Earthwalker her white mushrooms. I like to get this mushroom here. There.
Thank you, Fox. Thank you for saving my son and for saving me.
Okay, enough of the thanks. Now I need some help from you. Can you just tell me what's going on?
This is all the work of General Scales. He is the ruler of the Sharpclaw tribe, a nasty bunch of pirates who have always wanted to rule Dinosaur Planet. We have always been able to stop his attacks, but this time he somehow become stronger and defeated our army at the Krazoa Palace.
Right, a bad guy. But how did the planet get in such a mess?
Within the Krazoa Palace, he broke the seals of the Force Point temples.
I'm listening.
This planet is rich with a magical force, a force so strong that it is continually pushing our world apart. To stop this, 4 spellstones were placed inside the Force Point temples.
Okay, that's a bit weird, but I understand.
With the seals broken, Scales entered the temples and removed the spellstones. With nothing to hold back the magic force, the planet was torn apart.
At last, it all makes sense. So, the bad guy takes the spellstones, your planet falls apart, and I've got to find the spellstones and bring them back to the Force Point temples.
See, Mom? I told you he was good. Star Fox, yeah.
My son will remain with you, for only a dinosaur of noble birth can breathe life into the spellstones.
What? That's okay, but don't you think he's a bit young? I mean, it's gonna be very dangerous. Loads of bad guys, fighting, death.
He knows the planet well, and I'm sure he's shown you his sidekick skills.
Oh yeah, I forgot about those.
Come on, Fox. We'll make a great team.
Okay, but if you mess up just once, I'll send you straight back to Mommy.
Okay, yeah.
Good. Now, our spies have indicated that Scales was last seen in Dark Ice Mines. I know the gatekeeper.
Alright, so the next couple things we're going to do,
but he can guide you to the spellstone.
we are going to
Wastes and find him.
Got it.
grab the yellow gem next to the Queen Earthwalker. Then we're going to go and get the Magic 2 upgrade.
Maybe it'll come in use somewhere.
The second magic meter upgrade, that is.
Can I just get
And then we're going to head back to Snowhorn Waste. So first, press A to skip this. Hold kind of right here to get the yellow gem. Now leave this way. And go through the water about here or so. Equip your fire blaster and spam the rocket boost as you approach it, and then highlight your bomb spores and plant one here. Fire Blaster. Now, don't exit Fire Blaster here. You're going to want to stay in your Fire Blaster and shoot the first target for the second magic upgrade. Turn right each time to quickly shoot all 4. Then hold forward to face the cave. Get your second magic meter. Now hold down right to leave. And press A as you approach the light to exit. Leave the cave here and go left. First, we are going to get these 2 fuel cells here. Make sure you get them. Sometimes it's good to stop. Jump off and then roll towards the ladder. Up on this ladder, while you're climbing up, both equip and keep your grub tubs highlighted, as it will affect Tricky's position in a moment and makes it a little more optimal. So equip and keep them highlighted as you get up this ladder. And still. And then right about here, Tricky will turn towards you and run towards you, and you can press A to feed him here. This is a good spot to do so. If you don't have them highlighted or equipped, Tricky won't turn towards you. So you'll have to like actually get around to him, and it's a little less convenient. Okay, moving on. Continue through the sewers here. Now here, you probably are familiar. You have to make Tricky stand on this pad to open the gate to change the water current. As long as the camera is locked, you can press the stay command and Tricky will get on the pad. That is the trigger for whether or not he gets on the pad or not, when the little camera icon appears. So let's get the stay command pulled up, and then you get on, and once the camera appears, press stay, and Tricky will get on the pad and open the gate. Go and change the water current. Here you can do a ladder skip or rock wall skip by I'll do it. You get the approach the wall here and then kind of turn and roll to get off of it. But again, make sure that you let go of the stick to neutral so that you don't climb on the wall. If you're holding forward, you'll start climbing, just like every other ladder skip that we've done so far. Once you get in the water here, equip your Fire Blaster and highlight your Rocket Boost. Approach this Rocket Boost and spam A as you get up, and you can use it immediately. Then ESS turn down, use Fire Blaster, aim just a little bit down, and then you can shoot that to open it. Turn around and get these 2 fuel cells and all that magic, and then leave this way to continue. You'll now have 6 fuel cells. This is as many as we're getting before we go to the first dungeon. You're going to want to get these 2 grub tubs again. You should have 6. Oh, I'm sorry. You should have 2 at this point. You're going to have 4 now. That's usually a pretty easy double, but I didn't get it there. Go this way. Equip the key. Highlight Find and Fire Blaster. You spam Y and you'll warp towards the key a little bit as you unlock the door. Now equip Find, highlight Fire Blaster, and now starts the Frostweed segment, which is the bane of everybody's existence. I am going to do my best to explain this the way it had been explained to me, and do it as best I can. I think I'm going to save here, and we might do this section 1 or 2 times depending on how it goes for us. I'll try to get it as right as possible, though. So you approach Garundate. His nose will pop out when you get close to him, and then once the red X goes away, you can talk to him. So first off, I guess I can just like sort of explain what we're going to be doing. We're going to talk to him, and we'll be facing this way. We're going to hold down left out of the cutscene to run this way. pull your staff out. Now, here, you're going to get around the tree to about this side, face the tree, like, and then analog L to, like, shift your camera towards it like this. Then you're going to hit the tree, and frostweeds will come down, and 2 will come down. They'll go this way, and we're going to be spamming the find command to have Tricky help us. So I just wanted to explain that before we start. That's like the opening movements, and then we'll explain more. So, start. Try it a couple times, maybe.
Cave. If you can bring me frostweeds, I'll be strong enough to get myself out. Perhaps the young prince can help you. Hurry, boy!
Down left. Pull your staff out. Face the tree. Hit it. Run around this side. And use the spam the find command to get Tricky to feed one of them to Garundate. And then we messed it up a little. Yeah, we messed that up. We're gonna try that again. You want to spam find until Tricky is giving Garundate the first frostweed. You don't want to press find again after Garundate has collected it. And he collects it once it starts to, like, quickly slide towards his nose. You can kind of see that it'll, like, change direction and immediately move towards him. That's because it's entered his radius and he is picking it up. So once it makes that turn, don't press find anymore. And the point here is if you do that correctly, it'll prevent Tricky from ever consuming any grub tubs. And you'll exit the segment with Tricky still having a full stomach. So that's what's really helpful here. You get Tricky's help without consuming any grub tubs.
If you can bring me frostweeds, I'll be strong.
This is something we're going to probably try a few times. That first time that I tried it a second ago, that was pretty good up until the second frostweed. The first frostweed went exactly the way it's supposed to. I messed up the second frostweed. I guess I can say that so you can sort of piece it together. But, because this is just a live tutorial. Pull out the staff, analog L, hit the tree, put away the staff, and press find until Tricky gives him the first one. Now no more. Keep it near him so he eats the second one. That worked. Okay, you see, now when I unpause, you'll see that worked. We hit the Tricky didn't consume any mushrooms during that, and we got 2 frostweeds to Garundate quickly. The next thing you want to do, which I just did, is equip the fire blaster now. You don't need the find command anymore, so equip the fire blaster. And now come back to the tree and hit the tree again. You're gonna want to run the frostweed that goes to the left past the sharp claw and to Garundate, which usually is the clearest path. Once it gets close to him, run to this spot, pull out the fire blaster, and right as the cutscene starts, well, we didn't quite get it there because our timing was off. Right as the cutscene starts, though, this cutscene, if you shoot that tree, you can make the cutscenes overlap. That'll help us about 3 hours later into the run when we're doing the 4th Krazoa Spirit. But yeah, that's a cutscene overlap that is possible. So actually, I think I'm gonna try one more time just for the cutscene overlap, just to show what it looks like, if I can get it. So that example right there, that what I just did was a pretty good actual frostweed segment. Like, that looked really good. We just didn't get the cutscene overlap at the very end. So right now, like, for reference, use that one. If this one goes poorly for the rest of it, that's okay. And actually, since that one went well and Tricky consumed no mushrooms, I can actually show what you're supposed to do if you mess it up, and Tricky does consume some mushrooms.
The sharp claw have imprisoned me in this infernal cave.
Because there is a backup for it
Frostweeds,
if he does consume a
myself
mushroom.
out. Perhaps the young prince can help you. Hurry, boy.
But I'm going to try and primarily get this cutscene overlap. No, that time Tricky did consume a mushroom. And two, in fact, 2 half mushrooms. So, didn't go properly. Because he's still using the find command, as you can see. Alright. I think I got it that... I didn't get it again! Try one more time, I suppose. You want to fire right as Garundate's meter is filling. I'm doing it a little too early. That's the mistake I'm making. I'm shooting the tree a bit too early. You want to fire right as Garundate's meter ends, and his cutscene should start before the trees does, but the Fire Blaster shot will already exist, so it'll still hit it.
Where are we going?
The sharp claw have imprisoned me in this infernal cave. If you can bring me frostweeds, I'll be strong enough to get myself out. Perhaps the young prince can help you. Hurry, boy.
Ah. That's okay. That was another pretty good Frostweed segment for the sake of reference. I keep doing it too early and I'm not getting it. This cutscene with the tree falling will, if you do it just a little bit later than I am doing it, will overlap with the Garundate cutscene. So we'll move on.
This is my friend Fox McCloud.
Fire a little bit
My
later
mother
than
sent us
I
to
am.
find you.
Well, I am Garundate, Spellstone Gatekeeper of Dark Eye's Mine.
We're looking
Yes,
for
thank you. That is a good
spellstone.
point raised by Goal Creeper in my chat. You can shoot while the fade out is happening. That's a good method of remembering it. Shoot while the fade out is happening.
General Scales took the Spellstone and discovered that I was a gatekeeper. He gave me an ultimatum.
That time also we had a good Frostweeds and Tricky didn't consume any mushrooms. But basically if he does consume a mushroom, you're going to want to feed him as soon as this cutscene is over. Go ahead and rectify it immediately. Like, there's no point in waiting any longer. If you wait any longer, there's never another good time to fix his mushrooms. The benefit of skipping that mushroom consumption of his is if you it saves you from having to give him just like a mushroom feed that's only one mushroom at another time, which is obviously inconvenient. You don't want to stop to feed Tricky, which is a couple second long cutscene, especially if he's not actually empty on food. So after the cutscene, if he has eaten one of his mushrooms or one half of his mushrooms, go ahead and feed him here. And then whatever, after that, turn around, and this enemy will usually hit this mushroom right here with an attack of his, but sometimes it doesn't. and it'll stun it, and you can get it for free as you run by. If you don't get it for free, then don't stop for it like I did there. I was just trying to show which mushroom it was. Run past these bats and this way. Back through the sewers, you're going to grab these mushrooms once again. You'll have 7 now if you got that free one. Highlight your stay command, and once the camera changes, you can have Tricky stay. Now do the rock wall skip here. Remember to let go of the stick, fall into the water, and swim out. Now you should have 3 bomb spores right now, and we're going to get 1 more as we leave Thorntail Hollow to go to Dark Ice Mines.
Come back when you need to.
If you are low on health, you should grab this, because you could take some damage in Dark Ice Mines. I normally don't if I have more than 2 hearts. Like, so for the sake of, like, speed, I would not recommend it if you have more than 2 hearts, but since I'm demonstrating, I'm going to get it, so I have full health, because I probably will take more damage than I usually do. So come this way, and remember that you can't skip this ladder. Slide down. You're going to shoot the bomb spore plant in just a second, but you'll probably have to kill this bat first so he doesn't bother you. And then fire at the bomb spore plant right here. Try not to take as long at aiming as I just did. Now you want to try and grab all 3, which didn't happen. Unfortunately, that Thorntail stole one of ours from us. Did you see that? The bomb spore attached to the Thorntail because it went the wrong direction. That prevents us from getting it. So now, since that happened, we will have to get an extra bomb spore farm when we come back from Dark Ice Mines. Normally you want to have 6 bomb spores going into Dark Ice Mines, and that's all of the bomb spores that you will need for the remainder of the game. So if you can remember 6 going into Dark Ice Mines or 6 leaving Dark Ice Mines, it's the same number because you don't use any inside Dark Ice Mines. Then you don't need any more for the rest of the game, and it spaces out perfectly with this one bomb spore farm that we just did right here being our last bomb spore farm if you never miss any. But unfortunately, we missed one right at the end right there. The Thorntail got it. So we are going to... Now, what we would do in a run is if that happened, we would move on. We would keep going, go straight to the R-Wing to go to Dark Ice Mines. Okay, Dark Ice Mines is 2 inputs to the right from Dinosaur Planet. You can select it sort of as that fade-in on the planet select is happening. So, 2 inputs to the right. Press A. Press A after Slippy says the snow horn. It doesn't matter which 3 gold rings you get, but remember to boost. And then we will be starting the first dungeon of the game, Dark Ice Mines. Nope, missed that gold ring. Spam A to potentially get scoreboard skip, which we got. As you saw, the scoreboard never appeared at all. Never visually appeared. Now, after you land, you hold like, I think it's sort of right, upright-ish, maybe more like slightly up of right, you know, to get around the R-Wing, and we're going to take this right path here. Oh, the PDA is open because I soft reset the game to try things over, so I'm just going to close that. Come up the path here, sort of follow the path I took there. You want to remember to keep straight vectors and tight angles as you walk on things, because larger, more indirect vectors, therefore, are slower, you know. Okay, so here there's a tricky manipulation, and actually there's a good few of them in the start of Dark Ice Mines. Tricky could potentially take forever to come and do something for you in this part, and what we mean by tricky manipulation is if you do certain actions, you can make Tricky appear quicker. You can kind of warp Tricky to you, basically. So here, you actually want to have your Find command equipped and your Heal command highlighted. You're going to run this way, and you're going to target here, heal here, and then we messed that up a little bit because I stopped and the Sharp Claw was near us. So actually, let's just let him move a little. Sorry about that. It's probably actually the best way to handle it. Normally, if you're quick about it, he won't get in the way, and you can press Find fast enough that Tricky can get to it before he'll reach you. I think that's probably good. So go this way, heal, and Find, and Tricky will be right there next to you, and run through this tunnel instantly. Equip your Fire Blaster as you're going through this. These Sharp Claw down here you have to kill, so you'll use the Fire Blaster, but they're a little odd. You want to make sure you're on the same height as them. If your heights are different, they will block every attack. I'm not really sure why, but they do. You can run through that Life Force door as it's disappearing, and then grab this key. Then hold kind of down and down right to leave here. You might have to roll past Tricky like that. Equip the key. There's no reason not to equip it. Now turn left out of the tunnel. Or I'm sorry, right. The camera changes. Turn right, and then spam Y as you approach the snow horn to free her.
Thank you for releasing me. If you're heading down into the mine, then please look out for Belina Tay, the gatekeeper's daughter. She didn't mean to get us into this mess by telling Scales about the Spellstone. She did what she thought was right. Please help her.
Okay, lady. I'll keep a lookout for her.
This might be of use to you. I found it while I was working. It looked important, so I hid it from the Sharp Claws.
Alright. Spam A here to exit this cutscene and hold right out of it. Now equip that bridge cog that she just gave you. Run over here, jump off about here, and hold right and roll, and then press Y into the bridge cog to place it quickly like I just did. Then left and press A to hit the switch quickly. Hold right out of this cutscene. And then turn to jump. Go ahead and equip your Fire Blaster as you're climbing up this rock wall, so that you can kill the upcoming Sharp Claw. Go left. You can jump on that angle. Avoid him. And approach these Sharp Claw. Kill the left one first. And this Snowhorn will give you the Flame command for Tricky.
I see your little friend has yet to learn his Flame command.
Now, the next part, we're going to have to go and collect 2 Alpine roots for the Snowhorn. We are going to go right first from the direction we'll be facing.
So exhausted. I could help you through
Hold forward out of the cutscene, though.
I I need some food.
Now, go ahead and equip the flame command. You'll use it a lot. Go right. You don't have to jump here. Just go over the bridge and follow the wall. Here, get up into this corner and press, like this corner that I'm running into with the post and the ice, and press flame there to make sure Tricky flames the wall and not the sharp claw. That's really important. If he uses the flame command on the enemy, he'll consume a half mushroom, which is useless and really, really bad for us, because it'll almost always result in you having to feed Tricky again, or give an extra Tricky feed, you know, which is bad. Once he breaks down this wall, you can run through it. Stick to the right and approach the campfire that you have to light next from sort of a wide angle, and then turn right into the room with the 4 grub tubs in it. You'll see what I mean in just a second. And you're going to want to collect as many as you can. Spam Y as you approach the campfire so that you can use it at a further distance away. It saves you time, minimizing downtime. So spamming Y here, flame, and now go and collect as many of these 4 grub tubs as you can. Don't worry about the bat. We got all 4. Excuse me. Alright, hold forward here, and then left to swim through the water. Now, this is a little bit of a tricky part. You gotta be pretty careful to not make Tricky use the flame command on the dragon enemy that buries in the ground in here. Rather, you want him to, of course, use the flame command on the ice wall. To do that, I'm going to explain what I'm going to do, and then I'm going to do it. We're going to follow along the right wall in this hallway, and then sort of stay at that angle towards the ice wall. And then we are going to be on the right side of the ice wall, target, and just briefly click over to the left and press the flame command there, and it should always make Tricky go for the ice wall rather than the enemy. Then we're going to turn around and grab the grub tubs in this room while we wait for Tricky. But just like that. Grab these grub tubs. Normally they would be asleep. My day-night cycle's a little messed up because of stopping and restarting and whatnot. So yeah, Tricky broke down that wall. Now have him use Find here. Now highlight, but do not equip the grub tubs, and stand between Tricky and the Alpine route. And then once he's done digging, you can feed him instantly, and then spam A to pick up the Alpine route quickly. Spam A for the cutscene. Now run forward past Tricky to the ice block and push it. You'll need to push it 1 step to the right. Or it's kind of like 1.5. It's in a weird spot. Push it all the way up. There's a very small optimization thing you can do here by going left, letting go of the stick, and pressing X to roll, and then sort of right into the ledge, and Fox, I'll see if I can do it. Fox will, instead of doing that jumping climbing animation, he'll just sort of that, skips the animation, and he just grabs it instantly. But those are kind of the inputs there. So you go left out of that. Can still have your flame command equipped. Jump over the bridge here, or off of that angle, rather, onto the bridge. Come down here. Okay, now this part is another tricky manipulation, because we're running so far ahead that Tricky is going to, be pretty far behind us. So the manipulation we're doing here is to get Tricky to warp closer to us. So as you're approaching this next flame wall, or ice wall, have flame equipped and heal highlighted, run towards it, press heal when you see the flame command turn colorful in your Y button. Like you see, it's not. Now press heal, turn around all the way and press flame, and Tricky will be right there. That actually worked. Like, you could see that he warped right next to me. It happens off camera. You don't see him warp. That's what the camera turn is for. But, it warps him. Whoops. You're supposed to collect all of those mushrooms and then sort of stand in between Tricky and the Alpine route again. But that was, not perfect. So grab the Alpine route. Spam A. Probably have to roll past Tricky here and then leave. Equip the Alpine routes so that you can spam Y as you approach the Snowhorn. And boom.
I feel much better now. Get on my back. Let's smash those gates.
All right. Hold forward here and then left to get on. Equip the flame command here and then get on the Snowhorn. The Snowhorn is obviously very slow. We all know that, unfortunately. So go this way. And you can open this gate with his Tusk attack pretty much right about where his Tusk meets the model. So actually, we're a little far ahead from where we could be to do this. He doesn't go backwards, unfortunately. But this is close enough. You want to do that as you're walking towards it. Now hold upright out of this cutscene to move the Snowhorn to the spot where we can dock him at, so to speak. And then press A when the icon appears. You can actually do it slightly before. Hold down right out of that to move this way. Spam Y, which should still be your flame command. Then you're going to get this red gem and this health. Hit the red gem first and then attack the crate. Equip Fire Blaster and highlight Rocket Boost, and spam Rocket Boost as you approach the pad here. Now here, I like to use Shield as I land on this platform just to stop my movement and do a sharp left turn. And then, now there is a ledge grab skip here that I'm going to try to show. You kind of approach at, like, this. No, not quite. Try that again. Oh, that sort of messes up our magic. Didn't mean to do that. It's okay. It'll be okay. Stop here, then you do this, this. Yeah, there you go. You approach it at kind of a hard angle like that, and he skips the ledge grab and kind of clips on top of it. We took a little damage there that we didn't need to, so I'm just going to get this health, which I normally wouldn't get, and then you kill this Sharpclaw. Now, after this cutscene, it'll warp you next to the cannon, so you don't actually have to run towards it. But the next part is the Dark Ice Mine's cannon, which is a famously annoying part that really, really just takes practice. I'll tell you the order to do things in. First, spam A out of the cutscene to get on the cannon and skip the text, like I just did. Then you're going to want to immediately turn left and kill the first two Sharpclaw that appear. One will come out of the door to the left that you see, kind of where the quit symbol, left of the quit symbol right now. And the other one will be coming from the left, but from behind the hut, so he'll be farther away. So so start turning left immediately and fire... oh, I'm sorry, it's the first three Sharpclaw. Misspoke. He's getting away from me. I think we got him, but I can't tell. So, yeah, this is a pretty rough cannon. I think we got him. After killing the first three Sharpclaw, turn towards the X sign and destroy that. And then, you know what? This might not work, actually, because they might stay dead. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I only get one shot at trying that. I'm going to try that again, but... So anyway, yeah, you turn left, kill the first 3 Sharp Claw, then destroy the sign, and... Did I just, like, break the file that I'm playing on? What happened? Oh. Okay, I didn't realize that that was a requirement of the minigame, I suppose. There. Now that'll pull him back out. I don't know if they reset, now that I think about it. I might have just botched this section. But I think so. I'll just have to get through that. I'm sorry. You kill the 3 on the left, destroy the door, and then you can shoot right about here to kill the ones that are coming out. Just like that, actually. That's how you kill the final 2. So I actually still did get to show that. It just didn't look right. Sorry about that. Now you leave, and you'll drop down here to get the first bridge cog. Then you'll go into the Sharp Claw's hut to get the next one. You're supposed to get it right away, not like that. And then you'll hold kind of an upright out of this cutscene to get out of here. And head to the last bridge cog, which is behind the door that we blew up with the cannon. I like to go ahead and equip Flame here. Head up this ramp. Grab this mushroom. And then use the flame command on that ice wall and get that yellow gem, get past Tricky, and get the last bridge cog. Hold upright to leave. Now, for the bridge cogs, you're going to leave the way you came, and you're going to equip the last one, the third one in your menu, and highlight the first one. And then as you approach the spot where you put them, approach it from the left, because the left is the first one, the center is the second one, and the third is the final one. So you've got the first one highlighted, and you can hit the left first. Then you can quickly open your menu. The second will be the first highlighted, and you can press A quickly and hit that. And then you've got the third highlighted, so you can spam Y to quickly place that one. Now go left and hit the switch. Here's another tricky manipulation. I think it's a good idea to equip Find here. You can do a ladder skip there, as you just saw me do. Equip Find and start spamming it right away as you come up here. And then hit Find and do a quick little turn around in the camera, and Tricky will warp next to you. You really have to use heal at least a little bit, though, because if you don't, Tricky will be asleep. And it will stop you up for like 20 seconds. It's a lot. It's really bad. Okay, so this room, you handle it a little bit differently than you might expect. First thing you want to do as you exit the tunnel is you're going to highlight your grub tubs and feed Tricky. So first thing, highlight grub tubs, feed Tricky. Now, have your flame command equipped, and highlight Fire Blaster as you approach this spot. Use the Fire Blaster on the switch to start the minigame, and then spam Y immediately to get Tricky on the first spot. And grab this first grub tub while you're waiting. Then stand by the next one and spam Y when the icon becomes colorful. Do not spam Y the whole time, because if you send Tricky to another one before he's finished with the one he's working on, he will move to the next one, so that takes time. After the fourth one, run to the door. This door that's going to open. You'll be right next to it. Now do the jump thing, the leap of faith cutscene. Alright, now run forward and you can spam the flame command approaching this. Turn around and target and press analog L to turn this way. As Tricky's coming up here, there's just something I want to note about this particular flame command. Tricky's going to break the ice, and the dinosaur horn will be underneath, and you're going to pick it up. But funny enough, you're able to pick it up way before it looks like you're able to, because, like, for some reason, it just becomes active before Tricky actually, like, finishes the flame. So, while Tricky's running up, for starters, turn the way I faced, like I said. Then open your menu and go ahead and equip your grub tubs as well, because you're also going to have to feed Tricky. And we want to do it now. And also watch for how early I'm able to grab the dinosaur horn when Tricky breaks the ice. Do you see how early that was? He like was barely into the animation and it's already active. Now, as you're leaving, I kind of walk a little bit to get and spam Y to get Tricky moving towards me, and then I feed him there. And then you can just run out. Exit, and what you're actually going to want equipped is the dinosaur horn. You know where you're going here, just, you know, tight angles, straight lines. Up the ramp, you can get this mushroom, and then use the horn. Now turn left, and this mushroom here is a little weird. If you approach it pretty straight, he'll kind of jump at you, and if you time it right, you can pick him up in a weird way. I'll see if I can get it. Yeah, just like that. It looks like you wouldn't be able to get him like that, but yeah, you just kind of... it's more of a timing thing about your slash than an angle. Like, you just approach at a forward angle, but it'll do that. As you're coming down here, go ahead and equip your fire blaster, and then go up the ladder and get on the mammoth. For this Snowhorn minigame, the only thing to note is the alpine route that you take, because you have to feed him as he walks through the blizzard. So skip the text. You skip that first alpine route that's directly to our left right now. We're walking past it, as you can see. You don't need it. Walk towards the second one. Once he collects it, turn towards the third. Then the fourth. Fifth. Skip the sixth one, which is way off over there to our right. It's extremely out of the way and you do not need it. Then you get the last one. And then once you pass the torches, he's good. He won't, his health will come back. So it's the first and the second to last alpine routes that you don't need.
Tricky? Tricky!
Your friend will turn up. They usually do. Maybe I can help.
Hold forward out of this cutscene. Ignore the... Do not press A until the action icon changes back to Tusk Attack. And then you can got it. You don't have to be very close to that to break it either, just like the door earlier. Actually, I think that one's even more lenient. Then you kind of turn like down left there to point towards the docking station, so to speak, for the mammoth. I don't know what better to call these things. Now here, turn down right and jump off. You should have Fire Blaster equipped. Come in here. Kill these two Sharp Claw with your Fire Blaster. Get through this, which you can get through pretty quickly, and then just hop on the bike. Hold A out of that cutscene so that you're accelerating as soon as you can, and go this way. You know, I mean, there's really only one path here, so just complete this bike race. Don't bonk the walls. There's nothing else to say about this. But this concludes the Dark Ice Mines exterior. And now we'll be moving on to the interior, the second half of Dark Ice Mines, which is arguably and probably a little bit more complicated. Well, actually, that's probably not fair. The first half has a lot of tricky manipulations. The second half has a lot of Fox stuff. Finish the race here. Out of this cutscene, hold forward and go through these magic gems to collect the magic. Pull out your staff and block with this Sharp Claw as well as the next one. They almost always try to headbutt you, and then kill them. See? Then run forward towards this rocket boost, and you can spam it. I'm pressing the A button now to spam it. Go up here. You can grab this health. You should probably try to have pretty full health leaving this section, at least, because it's you take a lot of damage in the Dark Ice Mines interior. If you stop right about here and pull out your Fire Blaster, you're at just about the height that you need to be for shooting the Fire Blaster switch without really having to aim very much. So pull out the Fire Blaster right about here, and you barely have to aim, which is actually making it worse a little bit for me. But there we go, that was a little off. You shoot that Fire Blaster switch to lower the jet, and then you can get the key for Tricky's cell. Skip the text and move on. Be careful not to get hit by those boulders. Exit the tunnel and then go left. If you still need health, this box, as you can see, has come back. You can get health again here. Leave this way and jump and roll, and you're going to want to get this yellow gem. Grab that. And then kill the final Sharp Claw. Roll during this cutscene, because you can gain a couple feet, and you'll continue rolling through it. Equip the key. Spam it as you approach Tricky's cell. Now here, I prefer to just hold this like down right ESS turn here, and then analog L to shift the camera and then jump. It's just a little safer. Equip Flame Command here, and you can spam it as you approach the ice wall. You actually don't need to equip it. You can just spam it in the menu, but still. Open the box for the gold key now to open Belina Tay's cell. Exit, and you're going to want to equip the find command here and highlight the key. Oh, I guess I didn't mention it, but you can jump over these parts, those holes, or, well, really that hole particularly in the platform. You don't have to go the long way. And if you take damage, it doesn't matter, but that's kind of what you're taking into consideration here. So as you run up this, so you're running up this platform then, you've got the key highlighted. Go ahead and, like, Press it right as the C icon appears. Then head towards Belina Tay and talk to her. Remember that it's very important you have the find command equipped here.
Who are you?
I am Fox, and this is the Crown Prince of the Earthwalkers. We've been sent by the Snowhorn Gatekeeper to find the Spellstone. Do you know where it's hidden?
My name is Belina Tay. The Gatekeeper is my father. Did he send you to rescue me?
I'm sorry, Belina, but he feels you have betrayed the beliefs of the Gatekeepers. We were only sent to find the Spellstone.
The old fool. I had to save the tribe. If it wasn't for my father being a gatekeeper, none of this would have happened in the first place.
Belina! Are you there?
Alright.
Listen carefully! Find a way to the bottom of the mine! I'll meet you there!
Now spam Y out of this cutscene and you'll use the find command immediately. Hold forward to run up to it. Now equip Fire Blaster as you go through this tunnel. The camera will turn. You'll have to go to like a down left to keep running this way. Here, stop here and pull out the Fire Blaster. You want to shoot this stalagmite and this stalagmite. Then come up here and jump across them this way. Now, okay, I'm going to stop for a second to explain this room. Because right now, this room's cycle is not really significant. But after we hit this switch, we're going to be on a timer. So, what's going to happen, as you probably know if you're watching this, is the ice platforms are going to start coming down this waterfall, and we have to get up to the top of it and cross the ice platforms to get around, basically to this exit, eventually, in the end. But, we want to move fast so that we don't miss the first round of ice platforms. If we do, we have to wait for the second that we can take, and it takes longer, so just try to keep in mind you're on a timer after you hit this switch, and I'll show you what I do. I hold sort of a ESS down during this cutscene to turn Fox slightly, like that, and then L to turn the camera, and then jump over these, jump onto that angle. Highlight rocket boost, get past that enemy and spam it here. Then get up. You have time to get this health if you've done well so far, so I get that health. Jump onto the second ice platform and then the third. Ignore the bat. It's much more important to make the cycle. Here you can avoid the ledge grab by jumping at a hard angle similar to other ones you've done. Now here there's a small trick that I'm going to explain for a second called, well, we've called it different things, ice platform skip or ice block skip. Normally you're supposed to push this block off of this ledge, which will create a platform for you to jump to the exit, which is right there. But it's actually possible to jump to that exit without moving the ice block and creating the platform. You literally just don't have to if your angle is good. The beginner method is to come up to this corner where the torch is, zoom, and turn basically like this towards the exit, and then jump, and you'll land there. Now, the reason I say beginner method is because you stop to look and turn, and it's a lot safer, but there is a YOLO strategy, basically, that I will briefly show. I will try at least once here. It's a little tough. It's not crazy hard, it just sort of takes some getting used to. I'm going to... yeah. So, those ice platforms that we had a minute ago, that was perfectly good and normal. That's like kind of what you want. These ice platforms that we're going across now are going to be all messed up. So don't worry about this part where I'm just demonstrating the jump again. Wait till you get to that. Okay. I'm going to try it. So you basically run at it, and you turn hard when you hit that torch, and then, yeah, just like that. See, that's the YOLO strategy. You can do it without stopping to turn, which is kind of tough. Alright, good, we got it. So moving on, here you can fall off of this platform at this... sorry, let me back up a little bit. At this angle that you see, like this straight line on the slope that I'm walking across right now. If you go off earlier than that, Fox will ledge grab. But if you come down at this angle, he'll fall instead of ledge grabbing. Skip those sharp claw and get onto the conveyor belt. Here you can Indiana Jones roll under the flame jets to avoid taking damage, which I do recommend. And then just come down here to Belina Te. Alright, and now we are going to be getting ready for the first one of the major tricks of the glitchless category, which is seam walk. Now, seam walk is not something that I am going to dive extremely hard into during this tutorial because tutorials already exist for it. I mentioned that when I was getting started, and that is something that this is one that tutorials already exist for this. I will link them in this video's description when it is published, and then you can look at that for seam walk. I'll still demonstrate it and talk about it a little bit, but like we're not gonna spend forever on it. I will absolutely get it to continue the route. But, so after Belina Te, run forward and then left towards the barrel puzzle that starts over here. Turn around to get onto the ladder quickly. Alright, now the barrel starts here. Ideally, you want to get up this ramp, which, if you've played this game before, you probably remember, frankly. It's quite infamous. Without stopping, you want to run the whole time. So grab the barrel. And the only way to get good at this and, like, do that is to memorize the pattern. The barrels take the same pattern down the ramp every time, so you can memorize it and know where to run that the barrels won't hit you. There we go. You go this way around the pillars here and set the barrel down there. Turn around and go this way around the pillar to the ladder. I shielded there to do a quick turn into the ladder. Go left when you get to the top of this ladder. Your path is just less obstructed. Hit the switch to activate the barrel mover 4000. You have time now to waiting for the barrel to get up here, so most people grab that health. You can grab barrels as they fall from the barrel movers before they actually hit the ground. If you look carefully or rewind a little bit, you can see that I grabbed that barrel as soon as the A button appears, which is while it's still in the air, which is pretty cool. So after you get the barrel in your hands, you're gonna run forward. With these flame jets, it's pretty easy to get by once they've both stopped, but you want to be careful about it. Don't stop moving for one, and as long as the second one and first one stop at right about the same time, which they should, you will be okay and you'll be able to get by them both. I normally go left. Now move. And as you can see, we got through before the flame started again. Throw the barrel about here. Hit the switch. We don't really need it right now, but we can grab the health. This is the last thing that we have to do before we start Seam Walk. So from here on, we're pretty much doing Seam Walk. Like, after you hit that switch, that's basically, like, the start of the trick. So yeah, I'm just gonna, like, walk through the movements and do it one time quickly. But, yeah, that'll be... That's it, pretty much. So you come this way. Go left around this pillar. Ledge grab on the bridge here and drop. You want Fox to slam into the ground there. It's just faster to get down. Get up the ramp. There's a save and quit trigger right here. And I'm passing it on purpose. And, so that I can retry this if I have to, but normally you would just sort of go past it this way, like keep a tighter angle towards the way you're trying to go, which is this way. So now again, there are tutorials that I'm going to link about this that explain the methods, but basically, whoops, that was an accident. You're approaching from this way. Break the box, fall onto the railing, turn around, adjust your angle if you have to, and run along the railing to that door over there, which is the boss's door. You're going to get above it, drop, and then push forward to fall in. So now, just another quick point is that you can use Fox's ears and the tip of Fox's head and the white puff on his head as sort of a crosshair of sorts to aim Fox when you're trying to move him. If you notice, the white tuft on the top of his head is like the exact center of his body. So if that lines up, you're pretty much good to just like run, as you can see. That was a good run all the way across that, railing. You will have to stop and use the zooming method to adjust yourself on the turns, but ideally you will run the full straight lengths of the railings in one go. Now you're going to stop here, right about here, use the zoom to turn towards the wall. I use these black markings on the wall that you can see to just like show that I'm in the right spot. The fact of the matter is, Galdon's door, the boss's door, is really big. It's not a very small spot that you can have to land in here. So, like, as long as my screen has these black marks in it right here, I'm good, you know. And then to do the drop, you target, and then hold down quickly, and then push back to forward. And what that does is you'll fall back, and then by pushing forward, you're going back forward towards the boss's door. You don't want to do it too fast, because if you do, Fox will bump into the railing, and you'll lose your momentum. So instead, there's sort of a rhythm to it. The tutorial that I'm going to link for this by Celestial Derp has an input display, so you should take a look at that for sure to see the exact rhythm of this down-up movement. But it's kind of like a click-click. It's the best way to put it. Like, it's not as fast as you possibly can. There's like actually a fairly precise rhythm to it. So target, and actually like the visual cue you can use is once you're targeting and you push back, right, down. Once you push back, as soon as you see Fox start to fall, you can push up. But you don't want to do it before you actually see Fox falling. That's another visual cue you can use here. So, just like that. And you land in the boss's at the entrance to the boss's room without having to build the bridge. This skips the entire cannon section and also opening up a couple of other paths. You don't really need too much health here, so you can just run straight to Galdon's warp and go to fight him. Out of the warp, hold up left, and you want to equip your Fire Blaster, highlight Flame, and spam it as you approach Galdon, and then try your best to get at least one of those mushrooms, like I just did. They're free mushrooms because if you can get it. Because it's happening, you're getting them while you're waiting for Tricky to unfreeze Galdon. So as soon as the fight starts with Galdon, you want to open your menu, go to Tricky's menu, which it should already be, and then use Stay. Get around him, pull out your sword, and spam Fire Blaster about 3 times at his tail. Galdon is very easy. I have actually tested it because I wanted to. I can do this part blindfolded. You do this part so many times, and he's pretty easy. To hit his uvula here, pull out your staff first, and then spam Fire Blaster 4 times. Out of this cutscene, this one's the most important. You want to get away from Galdon, but also stay at a good distance from him. So hold down right out of this cutscene. Your staff will pull out automatically, and when your camera shifts, like it just did, stop moving and hold R. The reason for that is that if you stay too close to Galdon, he will do extra attacks to get you away from him, and it consumes time. If you get away from him fast enough, he will only do 6 attacks before you're able to attack him each time. You can tell if you took too long by him doing 7 attacks, or more. And another note there is that anything he does counts as an attack. Like, I'm not just talking about the green fireballs, I'm talking about like him swinging his head down, you know, and that counts as an attack too. So this fireball is attack 2. He swung his head once, then he fired this fireball. That's number 2. Remember to keep holding R, you won't take any damage. That is 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you can shoot him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Attack him there. Now pull out your staff again with the A button, and then shoot 4 times. And then that is the first spellstone. You have finished Dark Ice Mines. So that is about the first hour and a half of the run, which took us about 2.5 hours to explain. So I'm trying to decide where I want to stop, because I knew I wasn't going to be able to do this all in one sitting. I think I'm actually going to stop this part of the tutorial now, and I think this might end up being about, like, 4 parts total. We shall see. I will do as much as I can in each part. But yeah, my throat's starting to hurt after talking for 2.5 hours, so, like, continuously, so I think I'm going to call that here for today. I will say one more note, right as this cutscene is ending, though, before we end, there's like one note, because it comes out of it.
Soon. We gotta take this spellstone back
On
to the planet.
version 1.0, if you're playing 1.0, this fade out is longer, and you're able to activate the R-Wing before you actually can see. So what you want to do here is like target and hold up left and press A just like a half second later, and you'll get into the R-Wing on both versions. But with 1.0, it's a little bit tougher because you can't see. So like those are the inputs if you're playing on that version. Then press A, and you'll head into space to go back to Dinosaur Planet. And I think that this would be the ideal spot for us to stop this part of the run. That means that the next time we do this, we will be doing the Return to Dinosaur Planet here. And I will probably get through Cloud Runner Fortress at least, but I might try to get through the first Ocean Temple as well. We will see about how long that takes to explain. So, thank you for watching up to this part. I will be back soon for another part of this video.